Joe Hart just delivered a strong message about Kasper Schmeichel. Celtic are making big transfer decisions on Benjamin Nygren and Maida. Chris Sutton has revealed who he expects to start at Ibrox this weekend, and a former Celtic defender is making a bold prediction about the title race. It's been a massive 24 hours for the Hoops, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Joe Hart is standing by his close pal Kasper Schmeichel as pressure on the Danish goalkeeper continues to grow. He's been left out of Celtic's last 3 starting 11s. It was always the plan for Sinisalo to start the second leg of the Hoops Europa League tie in Stuttgart. Martin O'Neill had insisted on it, and then the Dane picked up an illness on the morning of the derby at Ibrox last week, which kept him out of the trip to Aberdeen as well. He was back at Lennoxtown training on Friday, and is expected to be available for selection on Sunday when Celtic make the trip to Ibrox again. Joe Hart insists he can still have a huge influence on Celtic as they push for the league title this season though. Schmeichel has come under a lot of criticism after some poor performances, which have seen Celtic leak goals, with fans feeling he could have done better between the sticks. Hart knows a thing or two about being a number one at Celtic, lifting 7 trophies in his 3 years at the club, playing under both Ange Postecoglou and Brendan Rodgers. "That's life," Hart told the BBC. "That's football. He'll have been in it before. No one has a perfect career, but I think it's important now that he's still a massive part of the squad. You know, he still has a huge influence on the team. No getting away from it, whether he's on the field or not. Celtic need leaders on and off the pitch in this run-in. If Sinisalo is picked ahead of Schmeichel on Sunday, his voice should still be heard in the dressing room." Now for the main story, as Celtic have no plans to allow Benjamin Nygren to leave the club this summer amid rumours around a possible departure after his stellar debut season in Scotland. Nygren has been linked with a move to the Premier League as he shines under Martin O'Neill at Parkhead. The 24-year-old has registered 19 goals and 7 assists in 46 games for Celtic since joining from Danish side Nordsjælland last summer. Such fine form has seen the Hoops brace for interest in his services this summer, but as Football Insider revealed on their latest Transfer Insider podcast, they are not planning to let him leave. Celtic's summer transfer plans are set to hinge on what happens between now and the end of the campaign, with Nygren set to be key to their Scottish Premiership title charge. Nygren's 15th league goal of the campaign saw him seal a vital 2-1 win and 3 points for Celtic against Aberdeen in midweek. Interest in his services is building ahead of the summer, but the Hoops are adamant that they can keep hold of the Swedish midfielder ahead of the 2026-27 campaign. Speaking on the Transfer Insider podcast, Pete O'Rourke explained, "I'd be very surprised if Celtic would consider letting Nygren go this summer. He's been arguably their best player this season since his arrival in the summer from Nordsjælland. He's really impressed up in Glasgow. He's really stepped up to the plate, and you don't dare think where Celtic might be if they didn't have Nygren this season as well, because he's been so key for them. Nygren is under contract until 2029, and I think Celtic have an option to extend as well, so there's no concern from their end of things that he could be prized away. Obviously, his form and performances will attract interest from clubs across Europe and down south in England as well, so that's probably where a bit of noise is coming from. While there are no plans to let Nygren leave this summer, his Celtic teammate Maida could well make an exit after struggling to make an impact this season. The 28-year-old striker has been unable to match his previous impressive form, with 8 goals in 42 appearances so far this term. Sources have told Football Insider that Celtic plan to accept offers for Maida this summer as a result of his struggles. He has not scored in any of his last 12 appearances under Martin O'Neill, and the club are looking to cash in before his contract expires in 2027. In other news, what striker starts on Sunday is a debate that can be had right up until 11:45 tomorrow morning when the teams come out. Celtic signed 2 in the January window, but neither Cavantara or Adamu have made the position their own. Last week, Adamu led the line from the start, but was replaced by Tunekti, and Maida was moved to play through the middle. Sivankara was on the bench and did not get a single minute. Iheanacho was not in the squad and was down in Manchester training individually. It really is anyone's guess as to who starts through the middle on Sunday at Ibrox for the second meeting in successive weekends between the sides. But Chris Sutton thinks it won't be any of the summer signings starting up top. It will be Dyson Maida. Writing in Record Sport on Saturday, the former Celtic striker said, "Who knows what's happening with Kelechi Iheanacho, as he only can play in Europe, it seems, while Thomas Kvankara and Junior Adamu haven't showed yet they are the ones who can be trusted to lead the line. That leaves Dyson Maeda again. He made a difference through the middle in the second half last week, and I'd expect him to get the call again this time. But he's really going to have to rediscover his goal-scoring touch. Otherwise, it's going to be another struggle. Celtic will be looking to start the Scottish Cup tie on Sunday as they finished the match last weekend. It was an awful start from the Hoops, but Martin O'Neill managed to turn the tide at half-time. A win for Celtic would book them a place at Hampden Park next month. In other news, Martin O'Neill says Celtic can't take things for granted as they battle for the league title this season. The Hoops looked like they'd be in a position to cruise to a fifth league title in a row. Rangers were miles off it at the start of the season, with everyone expecting Hearts to fall off eventually, only to be proven wrong. Motherwell were good to watch, but were struggling to pick up 3 points, and no one had them in the title challenge conversation until the turn of the year. It was arrogance from Celtic's side, but that's caught up now. The title is no longer in Celtic's hands, and they're now relying on other teams to take points off of Hearts while having a perfect run until the end of the season. Celtic will host Hearts at Parkhead in the split, which could be a massive tie for both clubs. Martin O'Neill thinks the challenge has surprised Celtic, and it's here to stay. He told Record Sport, "You can't take things for granted. You have to fight every single season for something. And while we've had a glorious period for quite a number of years, I think that the challenge that has come up this season, I might be wrong about this, but it might have surprised us in that sense. Maybe thinking Hearts weren't going to challenge, maybe thinking the same about Rangers. From a distance, I didn't think that Rangers were all that great, but what their squad together now is by Scottish standards, it's not been cheap. They've spent a few pounds and probably had to improve their team. I think for us it's been a spoiled period for quite a number of years. You can't treat it lightly. And I think it's been a great thing for Scottish football. But for us as a football club, people are asking about trophies. To me, this season, we're a long way off trophies. Could have won one, yeah, absolutely. But in terms of now, I don't even consider that. Hearts are at the start of their journey under Tony Bloom. While Rangers' new owners will be desperate to win a league title and make waves in Europe, Celtic now need to not match the ambition being shown by other clubs, but beat it. It's a massive summer ahead for the Hoops. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.